You've heard it, right? 10,000 hours to become a master. Play the violin, code an app, run a marathon, just grind and you'll get there. But what if chasing mastery does not matter? What if there is something a bit more accessible that will fulfill us? Competence. Not being the best, just feeling capable, progressing, getting better at something that matters to us. That's what truly lights us up. That's what keeps us alive. Today, we're not chasing mastery. We are exploring the deep need behind it, the need for competence. And it might just change the way you lead, you live, and you grow. Hey, my name is Greg from Renew. I'm a master coach helping people, teams, and organizations to know, design, and become themselves. Renew and I are here to help you live a life where you have control. Let's clear something. Competence isn't about being the smartest person in the room. It's not about having all the answers, and it's definitely not about your job title, your GPA, or how many books you've read in your life. Psychologists Edward Deci and Richard Ryan, the architects of self-determination theory, define competence as the basic psychological need to feel effective in our environment and to experience growth. Not perfect, not genius, just improving. That feeling you get when you finally figure out how to fix your leaky tap, when someone thanks you for explaining a concept clearly, that's competence. It's not glamorous like being a master, but it's deeply satisfying. Author Susan Fowler expands on this by saying competence isn't just internal. It's about feeling your effort matters, that you're growing and being seen by others. It's a dance between challenge, progress, and acknowledgement. Think of competence like leveling up in a game. You don't need to be on the final boss level. You just need to feel like you're not stuck on repeat. Progress, not perfection. That's what keeps us going. Let's do a mini exercise. Pause and jot this down. What's one area in your life where you've recently grown? It doesn't have to be huge. Maybe you finally used a specific spreadsheet formula, or you finally learned to swim. That's bigger. Write it down. Feel it. That's competence. My recent one is to learn to sing classical music, opera music. Tough one, but I can see the progress and I love singing. Most people don't realize they are craving competence, so they chase mastery or worse, comparison. But if you focus on your competence, you win every time you grow. When people feel stuck, when they say, I'm just tired or I've lost my motivation, they're often not lazy. They are starving for competence. Because here is what the research tells us. If you don't feel effective, your brain starts to check out. You go into autopilot, or worse, you stop trying. The self-determination theory we mentioned earlier shows that competence, autonomy, and relatedness are the core nutrients of motivation. And you can learn much more about this right there. Take one away, especially competence, and the whole system starts to collapse. Ever been in a job where no one told you if you were doing well? No feedback, no guidance, just crickets? It's demoralizing, not because the job was hard, but because it gave nothing back. That's competence deprivation. Psychologist Carol Dweck nails this with a growth mindset. When we believe our skills can grow, we stay curious and persistent. But when we feel stuck or labeled as not good enough, we shut down. Coaching moment, think about this. Where in your life right now do you feel stagnant or unseen? Is it really about the workload or about not feeling like you're getting better at something? You don't need to be extraordinary. You just need to feel like you're moving. You like this video so far? Then you know what to do. Also subscribe and put on notifications if you want to receive content like this every week. Check out other YouTube videos from famous YouTube channels in the video description. It's always good to take a look at a topic through multiple lenses. Competence doesn't live in a vacuum. It's part of a powerful trio, as we mentioned before, which is the ARC model from self-determination theory: autonomy, relatedness, competence. Think of them as the three-legged stool. Kick one out, the whole thing wobbles. Here is how it works. Autonomy means we feel like we have a choice. We're not just following orders. Relatedness means we feel connected. We matter to someone, and we connect to a bigger thing than ourselves. Competence is feeling effective, that we're capable and growing. Let's say you've got autonomy. You can make your own decisions. But if you don't feel competent, your autonomy feels like walking a tight rope with no safety. Or you relate deeply to what you do at work and you're greatly competent, but you have no autonomy from your manager. That's frustration again. Here is a quick self-check. Rate yourself from 1 to 10 on each of these. Do I feel free to make meaningful choices? Do I feel seen and supported by others? Do I feel capable and growing in what I do? Which one's the lowest? That's your growth edge. Most people chase external motivation, raises, titles, likes, but the internal fire, that comes from ARC. When these three needs are met, together we move from pressure to purpose. Here is a truth most leaders miss. Your team isn't begging for Pizza Fridays. They're begging to feel capable. When your people lose that feeling of I'm getting better, they disengage, they disconnect, and then they disappear. Jesse and Ryan showed that competence doesn't just feel good. It drives performance. People do more, learn faster, and stay longer when they feel effective. So what builds competence at work? First, clear, challenging goals. Not overwhelming, but just enough to stretch. Second, regular feedback. Not just good job, but why it was good, or why it was not so good. Third, recognition of progress, even micro wins. And fourth, mentorship. Not answers, but guidance that sparks growth. Micromanagement kills competence. Vague instructions kill competence. Delayed or absent feedback? Yep, competence mess. Coaching moment. If you're a leader, ask yourself, do I know where each of my team members feels most confident? And more importantly, do they know I see it? Competence is a loop, and great leaders keep that loop alive by being clear, being curious, and being consistent. It might also mean by being tough and stretching people in uncomfortable ways. We've talked a lot about work, but competence is so much bigger than your job. Feeling competent doesn't stop at the office. It shows up when you teach your daughter how to tie her shoes, when you finally nail that sourdough recipe, or when you help a friend solve a tough problem and they say, thank you, I couldn't have done this without you. Psychologist Jason Mihaly, try things that 3 times fast, showed that the most joyful, engaged moments in life come when you're in flow. That sweet spot where challenge meets skill. And what's flow built on? Competence. It's also one of the strongest predictors of healthy aging, not just living longer, but living with purpose. People who keep learning, keep creating, keep contributing, they stay sharper, happier, and more fulfilled. So here's your challenge. Pick one thing you want to learn or relearn this month. A hobby, a skill, a habit. Doesn't have to be productive, just something that grows you. You don't need to be a master, but you do need to feel progress. Because deep down, we're not just chasing success, we're chasing the joy of becoming. As Carl Jung said, the privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. Because competence is also about becoming who you want to be. You are already massively competent. You don't believe me? If competence feels out of reach for you, it might not be about skill, but what you believe about yourself. Explore more right here.